It is all about jobs. Tomorrow, we find out how many were added in April, and the stakes couldn't be any higher after March's grim report. Many are bracing for the worst, with a wave of weak economic data coming out this week. In a new op-ed, Wyoming Senator John Barrasso says one of the biggest things blocking job growth is Obamacare. Senator joins me now. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me, Melissa.
It was a very interesting editorial. You talked about a new phrase that's been coined, the 29ers. Who is that?
Well, those are people who work part-time, who are looking actually for more hours, but because of the president's health care law, which says if you have over so many full-time employees, you have to pay for this expensive health care for all of them, but you don't have to do it for part-time workers. And the law is at 30 hours you become full-time. So the city of Long Beach, California told their 1,600 part-time workers that they were going to cut them back to 27 hours on average so that they're not over that 30-hour level.
This is the city of Long Beach. We're not talking about a big bad corporation, a restaurant, somebody where shareholders are taking home the money while, you know, everyone else is suffering. You're talking about a government entity.
Yes, the government, the city of Long Beach, California. Fast food restaurants have done it, movie chains have done it, but we're talking about a government entity now saying to its employees who want more hours, sorry, because of the president's health care law, we're cutting your hours, which means their paychecks are going to be cut. And that's why I say this president's health care law is hurting American jobs, it's hurting the care for Americans, and it's also hurting their paychecks.
So what's the reaction inside the Beltway when a story like that hits? I mean, does one side hear it one way, one side hits it the other? Because it seems like this, you know, it was totally predictable that this was going to happen. Not everyone believed it. Now it's here, and you're hearing not just big bad corporations, but government entities saying, we have to make decisions based on how much money we have, so we're going to cut back on hours. What's the reaction like? I mean, do Democrats just sort of brush that off?
Well, it makes me wonder if they hear it at all. The president, after listening to his news conference last Tuesday, I'm not sure that he even knows these sorts of things. I mean, I'm wondering if his White House staff is telling him this because the health care law continues to be a drag on the economy.
Do you really wonder that, or is that rhetoric? Do you really wonder if people are saying this to him?
I do wonder what information he has, because for him to stand up in front of the national press and say for the 90% of Americans who have health insurance, don't worry, everything is fine, when people are losing their jobs, they're losing their coverage, they're losing their care, and they're having their hours cut, either he's not getting information from his staff or reading the papers, or he's intentionally trying to mislead the American people, Melissa.
You know, people sit at home and they think there are big bad companies out there that are saying we're going to cut people's hours back because we don't want to pay for their health insurance, and that their shareholders are still going home and pocketing all kinds of money, and that they're making decisions that are, you know, bad for employees just to make more profits. How do you respond to that?
A lot of these are small businesses who are just trying to make payroll and keep the doors open, because another part of this law is that if a company, a small business, has over 50 employees, then they have to provide health insurance for all of those full-time employees. So as a result, if you have 47 or 48 and you're looking to expand and there's more business, no, I'm sorry, we're not going to hire the additional workers. We're going to stay small. But small business has always been the engine that grows the economy in this country. So the health care law is dragging down our small businesses. It's forcing people to have lesser paychecks for the part-time workers who are losing their hours.
Right. They're not getting the health insurance and they're getting their hours cut, so their paychecks are lower and they're not getting the health insurance. We are talking about this right now because, of course, the big jobs report is coming out tomorrow. Your op-ed talked about the fact that Obamacare is one of the things that's holding back more jobs in this country. But when you talk about your thesis is sort of we have to repeal Obamacare to create more jobs in this country. But to the other side, that sounds like sour grapes. It sounds like Republicans are sore losers, that Obamacare is already out there and running, and that's that, and it's done, and we should move on. How do you respond to that?
Well, the chief architect of this in the Senate, Max Baucus, called it a coming train wreck. Democrats who voted for it are walking back from it because they know it's hurting our economy and it's not providing lower cost of care. When you're seeing the numbers coming out around the country that the cost of care is going up about 32% over the past year nationwide, in many states higher than that. So many young people are going to be mandated to buy health insurance they don't need, they don't want, they can't afford at that levels. This health care law is not good for patients or for the providers.
Realistically, you think it's going anywhere?
Well, I'm going to continue to try to take it apart piece by piece. We know that the tax on medical devices is causing jobs to be shipped overseas because of the impact of that tax.
Right.
You know, item after item, this health care law is bad for us as a country.
All right, Senator, thanks for coming on.
Now,
Appreciate your time.
And now one of the unions that supported it, they're even calling for it to be repealed.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. We appreciate it.